This is Mekus with the Continence Club. I am back with an informative video. If you're new to the channel and identity shifting is something you're interested in or that you're doing, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. Because in today's video, I am exposing how to create a frequency so powerful it shifts your reality and identity. It's time to demonstrate. Whether you realize it or not, you're constantly broadcasting something. What is this thing that you're broadcasting? What am I referring to? You have an energy field, you have a frequency, you have a vibration that you're constantly broadcasting 24/7, 365 days of the year. And this frequency that is being broadcasted from you has a lot to do with your identity. And so this that I'm referring to is not necessarily through your words, but through your identity, through your assumptions, through your beliefs about yourself, through the standards you accept. All of these things are being broadcasted in your frequency. Remember, the world reacts to you. You don't react to the world. The world reacts to your frequency. This world that you're seeing, this tangible world, this physical world, is just materialized frequency. Everything is a frequency, right? It's materialized frequency. And so all of these things, through the way you show up when nobody is watching, is being broadcasted. All of your mental thoughts, it's all being broadcasted, projected from your energy field, your frequency, your vibration, your energy. And so most people think their reality is creating their frequency, but it's actually the other way around, right? Just like how you think you react to the world. No. The world reacts to you. Your frequency is creating your reality. That's why two people can have the same opportunity, the same resources, and the same information, yet produce completely different results, because it's all about perception. And you know this by now. I talk about this in my videos. I can be doing the same thing that you're doing. We could be doing the same thing, but the perceptions that we have are what's going to dictate what we get from that experience. The frequency that we have is going to determine what we get from that experience, that same experience that you and I are doing. So a frequency is simply the state you consistently operate from. That's what your frequency is. It's the emotional, mental, and energetic baseline you return to throughout the day. If you constantly identify with struggle, lack, uncertainty, and doubt, that becomes your frequency. That is what's going to be part of your energy field that you're displaying to people. And people are going to sense that. They're going to sense your uncertainty, your doubt, right? Your lack of self-confidence, especially women. They're very good at this, especially if you're around them as a masculine man. If you consistently identify with confidence, certainty, discipline, and self-trust, that becomes your frequency. In this case with women, they're going to pick up on that. They're going to like it a lot. And vice versa, you being a confident woman, a strong man is going to appreciate that, right? And so the problem is that most people are unconsciously living from a frequency they never intentionally chose. Really think about this. You're living from a frequency, and it's not even your fault, because we've been programmed growing up to think certain ways and to feel certain ways and all of these things. So you probably have a frequency that you never even chose for yourself, and it gets pretty deep, because don't you really want to be the creator of your life? Don't you really want to be the one that dictates the shots, that calls the shots? Why wouldn't you want that to be you? Why would you want somebody else to tell you what to think and how to feel and all these things? Don't you want it to authentically come from yourself? I think that makes sense if you were to ask me. So you want different results, but you're carrying the same identity. It doesn't work that way. You want a bigger business, but you're still thinking like the person who built the current one. Doesn't work that way. You want more confidence, but you're still talking to yourself the same way you did years ago. Doesn't work that way. You want a different life, but you're emotionally attached to the same story. Just not gonna work. The reason reality feels stuck is because your frequency hasn't changed, right? You're asking for a different reflection while remaining the same person standing in front of the mirror. That's your same identity. You're not a new identity because your frequency hasn't changed. You have to change your frequency by changing your paradigm, how you think and see the world, what you believe in, how you talk to yourself. All of that really compiles and creates your frequency. So when you do it from the state of the wish fulfilled, when you do it from your desired situation, You are literally building that mental framework that's really going to shift you into that new reality and bend it for you. And then you're going to become that new person because that's who you're operating as. That's where you're operating from. So this is especially important if you're trying to break through a ceiling right now. You probably already know enough. You know what to do. You know what the next step is. You know the strategies. You know the action that needs to happen. You know where you're avoiding responsibility. Yet every time you sit down to execute, something pulls you back. It's like you feel resistance. That something is usually an internal block, right? That fear, scarcity, self-doubt. There's something that's holding you back, blocking you from taking that next step, from taking action, a subconscious attachment to who you've been. You don't need to rise to your goals. You fall back to your identity. That's what's going on. So most people wake up and immediately check reality. They check the money, they check the views, they check the sales, they check for evidence. They're allowing reality to determine how they feel. But people who create extraordinary outcomes do the complete opposite. They determine how they feel first. They determine who they are first. They determine how they're going to show up first. Then reality begins reflecting that back over time. You see, the fastest way to elevate your frequency is to stop feeding the old identity. Stop repeating the same limitations. Stop telling yourself the same story. Stop introducing yourself through past failures. Stop rehearsing the reasons why something can't happen. Because every time you do that, you're strengthening the very thing you're trying to escape. And instead of identifying with the version of yourself you're becoming, not today, today. Not someday, today. And I'm going to say this again. This is why I always say it's time to demonstrate. Your frequency is built by what you say once. It's built by what you consistently demonstrate. It isn't built by what you say once. It's all built through demonstration. You see how all of these things I talk about are interconnected? They're correlated. So every promise you keep to yourself raises your frequency. Every difficult action you take raises your frequency. Yes. Every time you execute despite fear, you raise your frequency. You're giving yourself that positive reassurance and self-confidence. And your subconscious is watching all of this. It's gathering evidence, and eventually it begins accepting a completely different identity. The version of you who has the business, the confidence, the discipline, the freedom, or the success you're after already exists as a possibility. The version is whether you're willing to think, act, and operate from that identity now. And most people wait for reality to change before they change themselves, and that's why they stay stuck. The people who transform quickly make the shift internally first. And so one of the biggest mistakes that you can make is putting your future self on a pedestal. Stop treating your next level like it's extraordinary. You're treating it like it's something that is so unachievable and so rare, and that's what's going to keep it from coming to you. So you just have to make it normal, just like how you wake up to go brush your teeth in the morning. Make this identity shifting process just like that. Okay, yeah, this is who I am now. Yeah, this is me. Just make it normal, right? Make discipline normal, make consistency normal, make execution normal, make confidence normal. The moment something becomes normal, resistance starts disappearing. The moment resistance disappears, momentum takes over. And so if you really want to shift, stop trying to force reality to move. Focus on your frequency. Focus on your identity. Focus on your standards. Focus on your self-talk. Focus on demonstrations. All of these things matter, especially when you put it together, because your reality is responding to who you're being. Remember, the world reacts to you through the mirror principle. The world is a reflection of you with a delay. And so create a frequency so powerful that the old version of you can no longer survive within it. And once that happens, reality has no choice but to begin reflecting the new you. Now it's time to demonstrate. This is Mekus with the Continence Club. If you found this video valuable and watched up to this point, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you want me to talk about next, especially if you're an entrepreneur looking to break past revenue ceilings due to some internal blockages, a high professional looking to transition in or out of the workplace, creator, influencer, athlete, or just somebody that's serious about the identity shifting process. Let's work together one-on-one. That's exactly why I'm here. Looking forward to hearing from you. Until next time, keep going.